made it home, I dug her out, then I made her one of my aces. Marijuana fragrance, this tree here is outrageous. Want me to play in your city? Send an email to my agent.
Yo, what's going down, everybody? It is straight out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we're on to the second round of the Western Conference playoffs. We're simulating a bit. We take the first two games, Minnesota comes back, takes the next two, and they take the pivotal Game 5 in Utah. So now we have to go to Minnesota and play a Game 6. This will be a very, very tough game for the Utah Jazz against a Minnesota team that probably plays at least a little bit better in 2K than they really do in real life. Now, this is a team that, if healthy during the 2012-2013 season, I feel probably could have made the playoffs, but they missed Kevin Love for a lot of the season. Rubio was out till, I think, December or January. They didn't have guys like Budinger, Brandon Roy all year. Kirilenko was on and off with injuries. Pekovic was pretty much one of the more consistent players on this team. They had some guys like Alexei Shved step up, who has become at least one of my favorite players to watch. I just love watching his game. I think he's a really nice young player. And they also have former Utah Jazz member CJ Leslie, who we did have during Season 2, and then we dealt away quickly because I believe he really wasn't finding minutes in our rotation, so I dealt him for an extra pick, I think. But yeah, this is a very good Wolves team. Like I said, it's a team that plays a little bit better in 2K than they probably do in real life. Derek Williams is a bit better of a player. Even Kevin Love's a bit better of a player in 2K just because they kind of overrate his three-point shooting ability. And another young team that's developed a little bit. Rubio has got an improved outside jumper. They no longer have Nikola Pekovic, I believe, so I'm pretty sure Derek Williams starts at the 4. And then they run a small ball lineup with, it looks like CJ Leslie in at the 3, which is not that much of a small ball lineup, I guess. But either way, we're getting this game started out with a nice three-pointer there. And now Iguodala on the break, slowing it down a little bit, dishes it off to Steph Curry on the fast break for the 3. And you know, I'm always looking for Steph Curry on those breaks. If he's trailing, if he's doing whatever, I think I can find him, and I hope I can find him on each of those and maybe get an easy 3 points. But CJ Leslie showing off his athleticism, dug it at home on Paul George. CJ Leslie, I believe, was drafted in the second round by the Knicks in this past Thursday's draft. I believe he went to the Knicks. And he was a highly touted prospect at the beginning of the season, and he struggled this year at NC State in his draft prospect, or his draft status. I don't know, what would it called, his draft? I don't know. Whatever, but, his stock, yeah, his draft stock really fell, and he became a second round pick, so maybe he'll turn it around, maybe he'll be a good player. He's a bit of a tweener, not really a pure small forward, but kind of too small to play power forward. 22-18 here, here's Budinger on the break, dribbles left, dishes it off to Jonas Jerebko of the Detroit Pistons, and Jerebko puts it in. So 22-20, Gerald Green on the break, leaning layup, no good, but Derek Favors is there. He dishes it out to Gary Harris for 3, and Gary Harris is going to end up missing that one. As Sheik is there this time, though, tons of offensive rebounding for us. Now, if you guys know, if you played the Minnesota Timberwolves in 2K, usually the combination of Kevin Love and Nikola Pekovic is dominant on the boards. But without Nikola Pekovic, the Wolves seem a little bit vulnerable. Derek Williams is not a pure power forward, so we do have a big rebounding advantage. Derek Favors is really good at getting those offensive boards. Ashik was second or third in the NBA in rebounding this past association season, not year 4 but year 3. So we have some really good rebounders, and here 27-24, end of the first quarter. Ashik picks the ball up by accident, gives it to Gary Harris. Harris 5 seconds winding down. He's going to end up dribbling left. He just pulls up for 3, creates a little bit of space, and somehow puts it home. Very impressive shot right there by Gary Harris. So we end the quarter with a tie ball game, 27-27 after that. Gary Harris 3 tied it up. And you can see here he was very, very excited after that. Saying a little something to the Minnesota crowd. Not sure what that might lead to, but either way, Derek Williams is there for the putback slam and one right there, 29-27. Wolves taking a bit of a lead here. They know that they are just one game away, 3 quarters away from a trip to the Western Conference Finals for the first time since I can remember. I don't think, did that 2014 make it to the conference finals? I thought they might have got knocked out in the first round, actually. I can't quite remember, but that was the year KG won the MVP, and that was their best title shot. But either way, Gary Harris for 3. Once again, he had it going. He gets that second 3 of the game, so he's got 6 points. Here's Roddy Bubal with the ball, one of the backup point guards for the Minnesota T-Wolves. Dishes it off to CJ Wilcox, and Wilcox puts it in. Nice young player for the Timberwolves. Like I said, they have a lot of nice young players. It's a nice young group. Love is in his prime. Rubio is probably nearing his prime. So it's a good kind of in their prime core with some young players sprinkled in like Derek Williams or CJ Leslie. But look at this insane alley-oop. Derek Favors, who lobs it up to Paul George for the reverse slam. Very impressive slam by Paul George, showing off that athleticism. as I've said. And look at Omer Sheik kind of freaking out on the bench. He was a little bit too excited here. I don't even know what he was doing. He was on the court. I'm surprised the ref didn't tee him up, but that was pretty funny. 47-45, Paul George with the ball, trying to go to work on Derek Williams, but I noticed Curry with just a little bit of space, and Curry doesn't need that much space to get an easy look off. He gets that one to go, 47-47. Derek Favors, good high-low passing to Zach Randolph from the block to the inner circle, and Zebo puts it on with just 6.2 left. In the second quarter, we would go up by 3, and that will be your halftime score, 52-47. We outscored the T-Wolves 23-20 in that quarter and take a 3-point lead heading into the half. 52-49, Curry with the ball. He gets past Kevin Love, really easy mismatch right there, and Curry gets in the lane, puts home the layup. That is one thing that a lot of people do not know about Steph Curry. He is a pretty good finisher around the rim. His ankle problems have affected that slightly, but he is a good finisher around the rim, and that translates into 2K pretty effectively. So 57-53 right now after that three-pointer from Curry. We leave Kevin Love open. He dribbles once, pulls up for a long two, and puts it on. Back to a 2-point game, 59-57. Outlet here to Alexei Shved. Shved makes a crazy pass to Derek Williams, and Derek Williams uses that strength, puts it up, and we goaltended it by accident right there. So 61-59. Here's Zebo with a mismatch. Ricky Rubio cannot cover him in the post. Zebo goes to work, puts up the right-handed hook with the opposite hand, and puts it in. He is a lefty, so that shot is a little bit harder for him. And now 63-59, Rubio with the ball. He's going to try and go left. Gives it out to Alexei Shved, and Shved did this to me a couple times today. We would kind of sag off of him by accident. He would have a quick catch and shoot, and I think he probably ended up with 3 threes at the end of the day. But Curry once again showing off that finishing ability, finishing with the left. 67-62, George here trying to go to work on CJ Leslie. Finds the cutting Roy Hibbert. Hibbert did not have a great game on the boards, but he did put the ball in the bucket a few times. He got 8 points at this point. Curry dribbles by everyone. No one picks him up, and we hit that 3 right there. 76-65, extending this lead a little bit. 11 points. Rubio, he's going to have something to say about that. Dish it off to Kevin Love, and Love scoops it in with the right. Back down to 9 points. 12.8 seconds left in the third quarter. That was a risky inbound pass, almost stolen. Here comes Curry. Just a little bit of space, and he puts that home. I was really shooting the ball well with Curry today. I knew that if I could get open with him, I was going to make my shots with him. And that's something you can do with Steph Curry. And he just needs a little bit of space, and it was really working out for us today. Poor defense by Ricky Rubio. Here's Quinn Cook on the rebound. Outlet to Gary Harris. Harris lobs it up to Gerald Green. Green slams it home. 15-point lead now. We are starting to blow this game open. Gary Harris dribbles right. Dishes it off to a cutting Zebo. Zebo is going to go up and under. Put it in using that strength. I had a smaller guard on me, so I knew the up and under would work because I could really just use Zebo's strength and get in there. Up and under doesn't always work against taller defenders because sometimes they'll bump you or whatever, but when you get a small guy like that on you, you know you can take advantage of that. So 89-69, 20-point lead here. Rubio trying to do something to get his team back. Dish it off to Derek Williams, who hits the very impressive Euro step contact layup. Could have been a blocking foul there. Could have been a charge. Who knows? Hibbert in the post here. Nice pass to a cutting Paul George, and George puts home the contact layup. So we keep our lead at 20. Very sustainable at this point. 95-76. Love. He goes up. He gets bumped, but he still is going to miss it, but get the offensive rebound and put it back in. 95-78. Leads down to 17, but really it is a little bit too late. Rubio drives left. He's going to Euro in with the left and puts it in. So 95-80, 15 points here. I'm trying to get Curry open on the inbound. As you can see, they were really... I was struggling with that full court press at times, but 98-50, Paul George in the corner, and that pretty much would be the dagger. That kind of halted their run. Our leads back up to 23 now. Rubio with a nice pass to Shved, and Shved puts one home, so it's back down to 20. But like I said, just too late for this T-Wolves team. Yeah, Shved ended up with 5 threes today. He got 15 points so far, so that was really impressive. Here's Gary Harris. I was trying to get my shot down with Gary Harris today. Really in these closing moments, I took a couple shots with him, and I was trying to get his release down. I was still kind of learning it, so... Anyway, that's the reason I took that 3. Rubio with an and one layup. Very impressive right there. The foul is on Gary Harris. So it is 106-92. Harris dribbles the clock out, and we're going to end up winning this ball game. There will be a Game 7 in Utah coming in just a few days. So a very impressive win on the road for the Jazz. We took the first 2 games at home, and then they beat us twice in Minnesota. Came back to Utah for Game 5, and they beat us in a very pivotal Game 5. In Utah, so we knew we had to take this game back. We had to make a statement, and we also had to win. We lose, we were going to be out of the playoffs, and this season was going to be a big failure, but we win today. We get one more shot to beat the T-Wolves. If not, It's going to be a very disappointing season, but if we beat them, we're going to be moving on to the conference finals, and that would be a very good, I mean, it's not our goal, but it's good to know that we could at least make it to be one of the last 4 teams standing in the NBA. That would be nice. But anyway, first things first, we got to handle the T-Wolves in Game 7. We beat them in Game 6. Steph Curry gets your player of the game. A great game from him. Wasn't the biggest facilitator today. I think he had single-digit assists. You can see here's one of his assists right there. But he really put the ball in the bucket. I think he must have ended up with 7 or 8 threes. He was really money from 3. Some days I'm good with his shot. Other days I'm not. Today was one of those days where I'm just good with it. 30 points, 8 dimes, 1 board to add along with it. Very impressive day out of Stephen Curry, the starting point guard for the Utah Jazz. So you're going to take a look at the box scores here, 106-92, and we end up taking this ball game here with an easy victory. So anyway, well, I wouldn't say it was easy, but we certainly pulled away easily in the fourth quarter. So anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Take a look at Kevin Love with 19 points. He only had 1 3. That was something I was glad about. It contained his 3-pointer. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and as always, I'm out. Peace.